This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister at Imperium Chambers, bringing you the latest immigration news as it happens. Today I'm going to be talking about the new Home Office guidance for migrants that was issued, I think, on the 14th of May 2021. This is a continuing series, as it were, on the Home Office concessions for migrants in light of the coronavirus pandemic. The key point is that the government it continues to tighten up on who can stay in the United Kingdom and who should go, and who can apply in country rather than go home. Also, what is key, that the ability for NHS workers to renew their visas and their dependents' visas for free is going to come to an end fairly soon. So if you're uncertain about your immigration status during the pandemic, or whether you can apply for leave or start working or studying before you get a decision, do contact me and I can help you. I cannot stress enough, and I've had lots of people with problems. If you are here as a migrant, you must stay on top of these rules and guidance. If you do not, if you do rather, you should be fine. If you do not, then you could become an overstayer, and that will effectively put you at risk of a hostile environment and potentially ruin your life. The starting point is, if your visa is expired or is due to expire, the government expects you to either leave the United Kingdom or essentially basically to leave the United Kingdom and take all reasonable steps to do so. Or you can apply to regularise your status in the United Kingdom. If you cannot leave the United Kingdom and your visa expires before 30th of June 2021, you can request additional time in the United Kingdom called exceptional assurance. This is it's not in statute, so it doesn't have any particular legal format, but it acts as a form of leave to remain. You will continue to enjoy the same rights and be able to work and live, etc., and make an application to remain. It's kind of sort of Section 3C leave, but not really. There are a fairly long list of requirements to get exception insurance, including your personal details and proof that you can't return home, which can be tricky for some people, and it's something that I can help you with. It is, however, vital that any application for exception insurance is done professionally, as refusal will cause you to enter the realm of having no leave to remain in the United Kingdom and becoming an overstayer, and as I say, subject to all the harshness that brings about. If you want to stay longer in the United Kingdom, you'll need to apply for the relevant permission to stay under the relevant immigration law. The good news is that some people will be allowed to make applications from within the United Kingdom, whereas before they would be expected to go back home and then travel back to the United Kingdom. So it's worth getting advice on this. It's also common sense, as we don't want to spread the coronavirus itself. The Home Office have kept the concessions for overstayers, so that if you overstayed from the 24th of January 2020 until August 2020, you will not be penalised. So put in common English, if you like, if you've overstayed during this period, it won't break your 10 years lawful residence if you're looking at making an application for ILR. Now, turning to those people that have made Tier 2 applications to work or applications to study under Tier 4, happily you can start your work, you start your job, and you can start studying while your application is considered. This, in my view, is a fairly generous concession on the Home Office, but reflects really just how badly the Home Office are doing, because they are supposedly working. English language test centres that were closed for a long time are now reopened, but a key word of warning is, if you're going to do an English language test, make sure it meets the Home Office's requirements, otherwise you will be refused. The same concession continues for Tier 1 entrepreneurs. They don't have to show 2 people for 12 months. As long as they can show 24 months employment of different people, then that's also continues. So that's good news there. Also, if you've got a startup visa, which usually runs for about 2 years, and obviously due to the pandemic you struggled, you can apply for an extra 12 months to get your business on a better footing. Now, turning to NHS workers who have done a fantastic job, they're still to be offered a free extension to their visa, but this expires on the 30th of September 2021, which will come very quickly. This free extension will apply to any dependents, including children, and obviously you won't be paying the immigration health surcharge. That would be perverse. This could amount to a large saving for a family of 4. It could run to the tune of some £12,000. So if you can apply and you're an NHS worker, do apply. However, the Home Office have said that from the 30th of September 2021, extensions for NHS workers will not be free. So as I've said before, if you can make it, do make it. In my personal view, I think it's somewhat mean. It's as if the government are kind of saying to people, well, you can have your free visa whilst we're in trouble, but now we're getting over it, you can start paying again, and neglects to have any regard to the sacrifices and risks that people have taken. And we've all seen the terrible stories about people, the migrants that have died whilst working on the front line. If you're an NHS worker, you can work at any other NHS site, and your sponsor doesn't need to tell the Home Office. And you can also take a part-time job or whatever job you want outside of working in the health service. So that's a positive benefit. And finally, the good and further piece of good news really is that if you are time limit on the amount of hours you can work, say that the visa was initially for 20 hours, and you're working in the health sector, that time limit is abolished, so you can do as many hours as you want. So again, the key message is the rules are getting tighter. As we come out of the pandemic, the government is reverting back to being more restrictive and less permissive. If you have any doubts about your immigration status, or you're worried about it and you've got a gap in your leave because of the pandemic, or had problems getting a visa because of the pandemic, get in touch with me and I will do my best to help you. I hope you've enjoyed this update. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister to Imperium Chambers.